like clock. I can't stop. Fuck around, make my 40 pop.
Alright guys, a lot of you guys have been asking me about the return of Boruto, and rightfully so. It's been about 2 or 3 weeks since I did my last video about the return of Boruto and the news that we are getting from Japan, and I'm telling you guys right now it's looking very, very good. Now the news that we do know as of right now is that Boruto this Sunday will not be airing. It will be a rerun again. Organic Dinosaur tweeted that out earlier this week, and in my previous video I said, being completely optimistic, best case scenario, I thought that Boruto would return on June 14th, and it seems that right there is going to be the date that everybody has their eye on. Another thing that I said that will be extremely important is the returns of other animes out there, and we are already seeing some of those animes actually return. Now 2 of the animes that we do know that are actually returning is Pokemon and Digimon. Both of these animes are going to be released June 7th. Those are going to be the new episodes. Black Clover, one website reported that they will be returning on June 16th. Another important thing to note is that Digimon and Pokemon both made their official announcements of the return of the anime 1 week in advance. So this pretty much means that Boruto is probably not going to make a grand announcement and say, hey, Boruto's going to return like 3 or 4 weeks or like the next month. Because Digimon and Pokemon did theirs a week in advance, it's a very good chance that Boruto might do the exact same thing as well. So if that is the case, on Saturday or Sunday we might hear some sort of announcement, and the same thing goes the other way. If we do not hear some sort of announcement on Saturday or Sunday of this upcoming weekend, then Boruto will probably not be returning on June 14th. This is probably going to be like an ongoing cycle for the next couple of weeks if it does not make an announcement this upcoming weekend. But regardless, that right there is going to be something very important. I will link the official Boruto Twitter in the description below. Possibly put your notifications on, and of course they have the translation feature where they can actually translate the actual tweet, so you guys aren't really gonna have to read Japanese. This right here is definitely all good news for anime like Boruto. I spoke about in my last video how anime coming back is going to be directly correlated to how Japan handles the coronavirus outbreak, and on May 25th the state of emergency in Japan was lifted, which pretty much means that everybody can go back to their regular scheduled lives, of course with some restrictions. Now of course that does not guarantee that everybody in the anime industry went back to work on May 25th, but it's a very good chance that pretty much all of them went back to work that week right then and there. Now I do want to point out, and this is going to be extremely important, as of right now, as I said, it is a very good chance that anime employees are actually going back to work. But if there is a resurgence in the coronavirus outbreak, there will be another delay. I do want you guys to understand that this does not mean that anime is back for good. If the coronavirus is not gone for good, then anime is not back for good. I don't want to sound like a politician or anything, but that's just how it is. And of course, the upcoming weeks are going to be extremely important. Now, another problem that I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are probably going to have, a lot like me, I have been like daily going over the coronavirus numbers in Japan, but the numbers are going to get wildly inaccurate, mainly because they have recently started the antibody test. The antibody tests are pretty much for the people who already had corona. So for example, if somebody had corona but did not get tested for corona and then they test positive for the antibodies, that number is going to be added to the overall database in Japan. So it's going to be a lot of inflated numbers. For example, over the past couple of days, the coronavirus numbers in Japan has been flirting around with like 30, 35, 36. In the upcoming days, it'll possibly go over 100, but do not be alarmed. That's strictly because of the antibody test, and I do want you guys to understand that everybody in Japan is probably going to understand that as well. Now, here's where things do get a little bit tricky. It's going to be about the public perception. For the people out there who don't really live in the USA, for me in the USA, the coronavirus got really, really serious around March 11th, and that's because almost all sports leagues got postponed. Everything shut down. NBA, MLB, the soccer leagues, almost everything got shut down. So in Japan recently, some athletes actually got tested positive for coronavirus, and that right there is going to affect the public perception about the coronavirus. This does not mean that the coronavirus disease in Japan is ramping up confirmed. It just means that the public perception is going to be a little bit heightened, man, because these are people that they actually know and actually see when they are watching sports. So that right there is going to be very interesting to follow. And of course, if some of you guys want to stay plugged in, I think that the best way that you guys can actually stay plugged in is to monitor coronavirus and their developments in Japan. But for right now, specifically when we talk about anime, it's looking very good. Animes are coming back. Animes are being rumored to come back. I'm pretty sure that anime employees have already gotten to work working on their next episode, and especially when we talk about Boruto, I have no doubt that they have actually returned to work. And not only that, some of them can possibly also be working from home. And I do want to leave you guys with this. Anime is always going to be secondary to the health and well-being of Japanese people and anybody, period. So if Boruto does not come back on the 14th, or does not come back on the 20th, or does not come back on the 27th, Do not berate them. Do not tell them they're lazy. Their health and well-being is going to be first and foremost. Anime will always be second. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. When do you think the Boruto anime is going to be coming back? In my opinion, I personally want to stick to June 13th minimum because that's what I originally said. I love being right when I do make predictions like that. But regardless, let me know what you guys think. It's been your boy Bar B, and we out.
It's a knife.